Yo, what's good, guys? So this was the first time I ever tripped on mushrooms. Now, this is such a crazy ass experience. I can't. I'm not trying to ruin any of this, so let's just jump right into this. So I hope y'all enjoy this. Leave a like and sit back and stay tuned.
Yeah, I been cuffing them hoes, but them hoes we be fucking. Pull up that oven and we cooking shit like it's nothing.
Yeah, so I know y'all don't know this, but last summer I wanted to experiment a lot. So that's where this story takes place. Last summer. Now, a lot of stories on my channel took place only last summer. But I'm thinking about doing experimenting with acid. I mean, I'm gonna try it one time. I might do a little bit more stuff, but nothing terrible. I want to put that out there. One, I don't recommend acid to anybody. It fries your brain, and a lot of my friends that have done it has told me not to because they did it a lot and it made them feel slow. That's why I'm only gonna try it one time. But I don't recommend it to anybody. I want to have that experience just so I get it out of my system, if that makes sense. But yeah. So last summer I was doing a lot of crazy shit. And just to put that out there. Don't do anything worse than weed. Anybody go ahead. If you have anxiety, anything like that, yeah. But just be careful with shit, because I know a lot of people that have ruined their lives because they've started out with weed. It wasn't enough for them. They went and did other shit. It wasn't enough for them. Then they went from that to, I know people that are doing meth and stuff now. I really, really want y'all to be careful, because if let's say a subscriber hits me up and is like, yo, I tried acid because of one of your videos, or I tried shrooms because of one of your videos and it made me want to go do this, and now I'm on meth and shit, that would make me feel like the most terrible person in the world, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that's just what I want to say about that. But again, last summer, now, crazy ass summer. So this day starts out with me wanting to go to a beach. Now, we was going to go to the beach, and then we was going to get a hotel, and yeah. So right before we go to the beach, I go and pick up some shrooms, about maybe a little bit more than an eighth of them. 3.5 grams, if you don't know what an eighth is. But yeah, so I picked up the eighth, and that made me be lazy. That made me be late to go on the beach. So I get to the beach, and all my friends are gone. They're like, "Yo, we're at Subway. Come meet us there." So we meet them there, and then they don't want to go to the beach. So now I'm pissed off. I really wanted to go to that beach, but it didn't matter. We was going to the hotel. So I'm like, "I bet we'll meet you at the hotel." So we get to this hotel, and I noticed that my friends just drove past. I call them up, I'm like, "Yo, what are y'all doing?" And they're like, "Hey, we have something to do in our hometown. Just follow us." So we follow them, go back to the house, we run some errands, and then we just why don't we just fucking chill at the house? So that's what we end up doing. And that made me pissed off, because I had this whole plan, and I thought it was going to be super fun, and now we're just chilling at the house. So, I was a little bit upset. So, I'm like, you know what? I've wanted to try shrooms for a fat ass minute now. I'm going to try shrooms. Now, I had a friend asked to do some. He took a little bit out of the eighth. But I pretty much ate a whole eighth of shrooms for my first time by myself. So you can say I was tripping fucking balls. So I ate them. I say about an hour goes by, and I'm starting to laugh a lot. We was sitting in the yard and shit. I was sitting in the grass for some reason, with my girlfriend at the time. And I look at her, and she's like, "Are you good?" I just started fucking laughing. I was just laughing my ass off. She was like, "Oh, they kicked it, did they?" I just shook my head. I was like, "Uh-huh. Yes, they did. Yes, they did." She was like, "Wow. Okay." So I was tripping my balls off, trying not to fucking act stupid as hell. But I'm just sitting here. Somebody would just look at me, and I'll just be... I just start dying out laughing. But yeah, so eventually I just look, and I'm petting the grass and everything gets really bright, really vibrant, and just super, super beautiful, and I'm just petting the grass, just everything is just so great right now. And I just remember doing that for the fattest minute, and then I couldn't get up. I was just stuck for some reason. I don't know, I was just stuck in the ground. So eventually my friends were like, "Yo, let's go inside." So I'm I convinced myself to get up. I go and sit down, and now the visuals are starting to kick in, right? I'm starting to see shit. So I'm sitting on the couch, and my girlfriend comes and sits next to me, and she had like some cheetah print like leggings on, and I look down and look at her leggings, and they're like moving and shit, and I'm like, what the fuck, this is so cool. And I started literally petting her leg and shit, like legitimately like petting her leg. It was weird as fuck. So she's like looking at me, she's like, are you good? I was like, yeah. She's like, you're petting me right now like I'm a fucking dog. And I was like, your leggings, they're just so beautiful. Like, I swear, I was just being so stupid as fuck. So, and then I'm just petting her leg for a fat ass minute, and then my friend and his girlfriend walk over and look at me. It's like, yo, you good? And I look over, and their eyes are like big as fuck, and they're like, their eyeballs is like twirling around, and I'm like, I shake my head slowly, and I'm like, I'm okay. Like, you know, I was like, what the fuck am I seeing right now? And I just remember staring at walls and shit. Everything was moving around, and it was so cool. And it was just like crazy. I just remember it was just like so wild. Now, the only thing that makes me want to try acid is because shrooms, like, yeah, it was cool. It was a slight trip and everything. Like, it didn't last that long. It probably lasted for like an hour or two. But I heard shrooms are like way more intense, which that kind of scares me because I get anxiety easily, so I don't want to like trip out and have a bad trip. But like, they're way more intense and they last for so much longer, and I just feel like that'd be so cool. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't recommend that to anybody because it's bad shit could happen. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I kind of explained that really quick, but everything was just super bright. Super bright and like beautiful. Like, let me explain this. Let's say you have your background on your phone, it's still, right? It might be some cool shit. Like my phone screen is I'll put it up on the screen right now, but it's like a wavy kind of splash thing, and I would stare at my phone and the whole background is still, right? But it would move around, and it's not one of those like live ones. It's just a still photo that's cool, and it would move around and like wave and shit. And I just remember like staring at that for so long, like, this is so fucking cool, right? But yeah, it don't last very long, but it is very cool. Shrooms aren't that terrible for you, so if you ever want a trip, please just try shrooms one time. You know, just do that. Shrooms really ain't that bad for you. A lot of there are medical uses for it. Like, literally, like, people will take small doses of shrooms at a time to help with like anxiety, and some people will do it to help like try and get off drugs and shit. And you know, but that's another thing that like people use. Like, what is it called? It's a kind of pill, like Xans or some shit like that. Like, people will do that, you know, like to stop drinking and shit. But, you know, like, that's very addictive and shit. Like, I know a lot of people where I'm from gets addicted to that shit very easily. So, I don't know. Whatever you do, I don't really think shrooms is necessarily like an addictive substance. I don't think I could ever be addicted to shrooms, just because, like, who wants to be tripping balls all the damn time? Like, I get there are people out there that like that shit, but, like, you know, for me personally, I don't want to just be tripping balls all the time. And like, when you come out of it, you wake up super sweaty, and like, you don't wake up, but like, you're super sweaty and shit. And it's just like, it's cool and all, I just can't see myself doing that a whole lot. You know what I mean? But yeah, just like I said, just be careful what you do. Like, if I ever like inspired somebody to do something and it ruined their lives, that would like, it would, I don't know what I'd do. It'd suck. So just know I'm not trying to encourage anybody to ever try any of these drugs. I'm just sharing my experience and trying to tell you like what could happen. And you know, I don't always have good experiences with drugs and everything. I really don't. Like, a lot of my experiences with drugs have been terrible, and you know, I would get into those someday, but I try and stay on the more positive type of shit, because you know, I be on that chill vibe, chill pill, you know. So yeah, I really hope you liked this video. If you did, smash that like button and make sure to subscribe. We really appreciate it. You already know. I love y'all. Peace out.
Hit him in the shit, nah, his forehead is split. Quit, you're not fit for the game. I blame your mama, bitch ass maid. Yeah, I gotcha.